Okay, so we're starting this journey of VO2 Masters and to do our VO2 Max testing. So I've logged into the website, and you'll have to do that. You'll have to create a login and a password. So do all that, and then the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to you're going to need to create an athlete. And so let's see if I can. And so I'm just going to enter me as the athlete here. And then, of course, date of birth, and you just go ahead and pick your date of birth. And don't remember my date of birth, everybody, just forget it. Okay. And then my height, I am, 68 inches. You want to make sure that just convert it all to inches. It'll just be easier for us to keep track of it that way. And then also for weight, just keep it in pounds too. And then put the sex in, and then if there's any notes you want to add, just as a reminder for you, and then that's all you have to do to create your client that you're going to work with. Go ahead and put all that information. You're going to need to do that. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is we have to now connect your app on your phone to the device, to our VO2 Masters. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we have to turn on the analyzer. So up in the case where all the information, where all the equipment is, you can look through it, and I've labeled everything, so it's pretty easy to see everything. So first thing, we're just going to take out the analyzer. And then there's a button right on the end here, and that is the on-off button. So we're gonna hit this button until we see a light come on from underneath here. We should have a light coming on, and we do. It's a blue light. It's gonna take a while for it to connect. It says about 10 seconds to connect to your device. So if we look back here, it looks like we have a connection. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit connect. And now my VO2 Master is connected. And then I'm just going to turn on locations too, just because if you're out and about and if you're training your athlete, out and about, you just want to make sure you have that too, so that it'll track location. So we're going to put our analyzer down now, and then we also have a heart rate monitor that also will come up on this too. And so it's not on here right now, but I will show you in class how to do that. So there will be a slot here. It'll say heart rate monitor, and you open that, and that'll connect to your app on your phone too. Okay. So we'll go to the next screen. So now we have to decide what type of exercise we're going to do. So what we're going to stick with here, because everybody's going to probably pick a different exercise piece, which is what we kind of want in a class anyway. We're just going to hit the free protocol. And the next slide that'll come up here, we just want to make sure that our athlete is the correct weight and height, and just make sure that information is correct. So make sure you have that correct. And then we want to just put in an exercise name. Or we want to put the exercise session name. So what is this? And we're just going to put probably client testing. And then we want to select the activity. And we'll just scan through and see if there's anything down here that works. I'm just going to pick rowing, but there's a lot of different things you can pick from down here. So look through and make sure that there's something on there, and then just click on it. If it's not on there, then we'll have to put it in. You'll have to type it in independently. And then we hit done for that. And so then we go to our next. Let's see. Nope. Hit cancel. Yeah, we'll just hit cancel. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you have to pick this piece, and it's called the user piece. And so what we'll do is we'll go up here in our case, and we're going to pick out it's called the M piece. So if we look right in there, you can see where it says M. So we want to make sure that M piece is in there. So that's what we're going to select, and we're going to select this over here. And so we're picking the M piece, medium, and then we just go to the next. And then what mask size are we going to use? Most of the clients, we're going to use a medium mask. Now, if you have a really small client, we could go with a small mask, but right now, everyone just pick medium unless you feel that there's a need to use a smaller mask. Okay, now we start the calibration process, but we have to construct all the pieces to set the calibration. So the first thing we have to do is we have to come to the filter, and we have to take a filter out, and then we go ahead and put the filter right in here, which I think there's actually already an old one in there, so I'll take the old one out. We'll put the new filter in. And then what you're going to do is you take your piece, your M piece here, and then you're going to screw it in, and it just screws in. And then there's this air hole, and you want the air hole to face, so this is the orientation of the machine. So this is upright. So if we look at this like this, the bottom part, we want to make sure that air piece is facing to the bottom, which it'll naturally screw in like that anyway, okay? And then the next thing we have to do is we have to start to assemble all the other pieces here for the calibration. So we're gonna move this over, and you'll need your phone through the whole calibration process. We want to take the syringe. This is a syringe, and it kind of mimics the lungs, okay? So that's why we're using this piece, and part of the calibration is to use airflow. And then we need to, and then you connect the hose to the syringe, and then we have to connect the hose to the mouthpiece. So this is where we need a couple extra devices here. So we're going to do the calibration syringe adapter, and we're going to pull that out, and we're going to put this at the very end of our tube, put that in like that, okay? And next thing we want to do is we want to take out the silicone seal, and we're going to put the silicone seal on, and we're going to face it. Do we have it face? Yeah, so face it like this direction, like this. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we have to attach the syringe, the calibration syringe. And so you push it on there, and you want to have it go all the way to touch the silicone seal. And then you turn it, and it'll lock in. You'll feel it lock in. Mine is a little cattywampus like this. I'm just going to adjust it so it's in tight. It won't come out. And it's in this positioning right here. So this is what we want right now, okay? So this is how we set up all the pieces for the calibration. And now this is when we want to make sure, this is when we want to use, we're back to our phone. And we're going to coordinate activities between the syringe and this piece and your phone that you're using, okay? So the syringe, oh yeah, it also should say 3 liters in that box right there, because we're actually using 3 liters of air that we're pushing through. So this whole syringe will push 3 liters of air through, and it's already set for that, so you don't have to worry about setting anything for that, okay? So now we're ready to start calibration. And here we go, we hit start. And so there's a timing bar that's gonna go back and forth over that. So we have to time the syringe with the bar here. That's the key. This is the complicated part, okay? So I just got to remember what we're doing here again.
Green is inhale.
So the green is the inhale and the blue is the exhale. So when I pull the syringe out, if I push the syringe in, that's an exhale. If I pull the syringe out, that's an inhale. So I have to time it with this. So here we go. Boom. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And just keep working it like this, making sure you keep it timed with your phone and on the timing bar. And you can see the bottom line, the bottom bar is moving across for calibration. So the machine is actually going through the whole calibration process. And what we have here is we have something that says acceptable, which is good. And it can also read, good. It can be a green reading and good. So this is okay. This is exactly what we want. So this is the calibration process. And then you'll just hit next. And when you hit next, this is the part where you're actually gonna put the mask on your patient, on your client, and you'll hook up the VO2. So what I'm gonna do is just show you how to assemble it onto the mask, and then from there I'll show you in class what you're going to do after you've done that. So to disassemble, all we're gonna do is we take the calibration syringe adapter off, we keep the M piece in place, we're gonna go ahead and take the silicone seal off, and then what we're gonna need is we need to put the mask on. So we're gonna take the mask, and this is important that you see that the orientation of the machine is this little guy's arms are upward. So this is what it looks like to be how it's gonna fit on the mask, okay? So we just wanna keep that in mind because we have to coordinate this with the mask. So this is the nose piece. The nose piece is gonna go up. So we wanna make sure that is coordinated like that. So we're gonna put this over, and you actually have to use your thumbs and push the mask over it like that. So it's gonna have a fit like this. So we have the nose piece, and the masters, the VO2 analyzer is facing up. Everything looks good right here. And we place it back down again. And then we have to seal the mask onto the VO2 master. So we're gonna get the masking lock nut, and we're gonna do the applicator, okay? So there's these little indentations here, and those little indentations are gonna go inward, so you're gonna place that down. So you put the nut locking on the, and you clip it on just like, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm struggling with this a little bit. Okay, so I've got it locked in here like this because I'm gonna push it in and screw it on. So these little these little gaps here are gonna fit right onto the VO2 masters inside. You'll see it when you do it, and then you twist it on, so it locks on, and then you just pull this piece off. And now the mouthpiece is already locked, everything's locked on, so we're ready to go, and we're ready to put it on our client, and then we're gonna take the straps and put it over to hold it on, and then that'll accomplish the next part of the calibration. All you have to do is place this on, and then it'll calibrate the oxygen sensor, and then after that's done, you're ready to go.